are you mean mugging, bro?
Because I felt like it.
You're so mean.
That's crazy. Why do you look so crazy?
You look like Spanky from Little Rascals. Do you think anybody in our audience? First off, no one's watching ever. But do you think anybody in the audience is those who Spanky from the Little Rascals?
No,
By Randy.
Because it's the second Little Rascals reference this week,
okay.
which is the funniest thing. Like,
where was your first one? Did someone catch you in the bathroom and call you Stymie?
Oh my god! No, I was having a conversation with. I don't even remember who it was, but somebody out of the Little Rascals came up, and it was just like I was like, "Well, there's one I didn't have on my bingo card for this week with a Little Rascals reference." So
I used to like that show. That used to be that was probably the most wholesome thing I ever watched.
You're old enough. You're old enough to remember when in the original broadcast happened.
Like, that's not true. Maybe. The Little Rascals were from the 50s, so I'm about 20 years past that. But they were in reruns, right? I saw them in color.
The first exposure I had was the mid-90s movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went back and was able to see the original show through the advent of VHS and later DVD. But yeah.
Well, Darla was a hottie. All right, welcome to Hardway Wrestling. We are 1 week away from WrestleMania weekend, and I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm choked up. We have a big week planned. Today we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame inductions coming up. Actually, a week from today. They do that next Friday after SmackDown. Not in the same place though, in a different area.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
In my view, I'm happy about that. That's a big thing because for the original few Hall of Fame induction ceremonies that they did, they always had it in a separate studio and kind of like this theater style place, and then they started doing it like in the ring after SmackDown, and it was just like, it was cool because it got a lot more people involved, but it just never looked right. It always I like it's like an award show, not a wrestling program. So
yeah, but how are they getting and bring people in? Because it was 2 separate tickets, right? You didn't get to go to SmackDown.
No, not that I'm aware of, but depends on where this building is, and like, again, if it's like right across the street, they just is in comparison.
It's a fountain blue, which a lot of things are fountain blue. It's a fountain blue theater.
I mean, again, if it's literally right, you guys are the ones that know Las Vegas better than I do. You should be able to tell me where it is.
I've never heard of the Fountain Blue, so I don't know if it's a newer venue or Fountain Blue.
Vegas.
Oh! I think only got blown once in Vegas. So,
and it was Damien that did it.
Absolutely, yeah. He was in a fountain turning blue.
Yeah, or green.
So
that's been documented.
We've talked about it. Damien definitely gave whoever got into that fountain after him a disease for sure.
Yeah.
So, 2025 WWE Hall of Fame will be held at the Fountain Blue in Winchester, Nevada. I don't know if that is a different section of. I've never heard of Winchester, Nevada. Maybe I've just never paid attention like that. But it's held at the Fountain Blue this year, separate from SmackDown. Lots of. I know we've talked.
Vince would have taken it to the Bunny Ranch.
Oh, absolutely. That would have been a going. Hey guys, we're all going to the Spearmint Rhino for the Hall of Fame, and I'm gonna take the Doomsday device to a table. You ever hear that story about them going to the strip clubs and he made Hawk and Animal put him in a Doomsday device and put him to a table? It'll be fine, boys.
And not only that, but the Hart Foundation put him in their finisher as well. But they were like Hawk and Animal took care of Vince. Bret and Neidhart actually were stiffer with him from the stories I've heard. So
yeah.
yeah. So
I guess Bret deserved what he got over the years then. So
we've Bret screwed Bret.
Bret screwed Bret. We talked over the years about the classes of Hall of Fame and who should be in, who shouldn't be in. Why are these guys not in yet? And I believe a couple years ago, Batista was supposed to be the headliner. That has since changed. I imagine Batista will go in the next couple years, maybe next year. But with this is a star stud. This is a pretty good Hall of Fame, boys. I think. What do you think?
Yeah, whatever happened to Demolition? They're like one of the first announcements, and they're not even on the list now.
Yeah, they weren't listed as being on a Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
as far as I know. They were picked up for Legends deal.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but they'll go in. They're going to go in. Should they? Are they a headliner?
Yeah, they have to be the headliner.
I would think so. So it could be. I think it's going to be a couple years before they could push Batista, even though Batista looks like he's dying because he lost all of his muscle. Ozempic is real.
No, he just stopped taking the roids.
He's off the juice.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they got a little bit more time to wait on Batista, and that's going to be a good one when it does happen. The whole Legacy thing, is Legacy in the Hall of Fame or no? The group.
Who?
Like, wasn't it Legacy? They were in a group with Randy Orton and
that was
Evolution. Yeah. Was that group in or not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because Randy's still active.
Yeah.
Not that that means anything, because Mysterio's still active and he got inducted.
Yeah,
that's also true.
Dumbest thing ever.
Was he active before? He got, or would he just show up, got in the Hall of Fame and became active again?
No, he was active.
Was he?
Yeah, because he was still right before that. He was still wrestling with Dominic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing the tag team stuff.
Yeah, they still sat beside each other in the crowd.
And then they split them up before that. That's when Dominic and Rhea joined Judgment Day.
Yep.
Because they got up and left in the middle of a ceremony.
All right. So, star-studded cast here, and they just announced a couple more either yesterday or today, and we're going to go through. Them all. And the first one we're going to go through is Lex Luger. Could have been the headliner here if Triple H wasn't, but good to see Lex get in. 2-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WCW World Television Champion, 5-time and the longest reigning NWA WCW United States Heavyweight Champion, 3-time WCW World Tag Team Champion, co-winner of the 1994 Royal Rumble. Who was the other winner?
Bret,
yep.
Right? And then 1-time Slammy Award winner. Bring back the Slammies, by the way. So we don't have to do the hard-ons.
Honestly, though, in my view, as much as I would love to see the Slammies and some of the people that the modern day people that could have some fun with this, in my view, there will be no better Slammy Award winner than
Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Yep. Like he just that's the Slammy Award winner to beat all award winners. Like he was hysterical with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of the Slammy stuff because I really never watched the Hall of Fame until a couple years ago, and then the Slammy stuff I never really watched. The Hall of Fame stuff I started watching it, and I cry every time, and I can't watch it. I bawl every time. There's always something, Razor Ramon with his, bad guys don't last, good guys don't last, bad guys do, or whatever his thing was, and then he passes on not too long after that. I mean, it's just I can't watch this shit anymore, man. I'm too sensitive.
Look, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the Warrior. He was interesting in his time, but that was a heartbreaker because he gets inducted. He comes out on Raw the next night, gives a speech, and boom, was dead the next day. Like, that hits you, right? I mean, again, You may not like the guy. I mean, a lot of people didn't, but what the heck? Like, to see that kind of thing happen right after the Hall of Fame is wild.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then the videos start popping up again of him training those kids.
Yeah.
Make sure when you're squatting, you're like you're shitting over a bucket. I mean, Jesus, Warrior. Give him the Warrior Award, which is gone, by the way. I think they got rid of the Warrior Award.
They got rid of Dana Warrior too.
Well, I mean,
Don't worry, Tony Khan will adopt it.
a
Yeah.
stiff wing could have got rid of Dana. So, any final thoughts on Lex Luger here before we move on?
Again, it's about darn time. I mean, like, his career in WCW was definitely better. NWA, WCW was definitely better than his WWF run, sadly enough, because they tried to make him the next Hulk Hogan, and then Vince lost interest in him, and just boom, like, it all went to pot after that, especially after his, SummerSlam win, where he quote unquote beat Yokozuna, all the stuff.
Slammed 500, 600-pound Yokozuna.
Yeah, and then just never recovered from that whole deal. So, but yeah, no, it's good to see Lex going in.
Does a steel-plated elbow get inducted?
It should have a steel plate induction wing when they could also what's his name? The Brooklyn Brawler. No, Iron Mike Sharp. Didn't Iron Mike Sharp have the thing over his wrist? Yeah. So,
yep, Iron Mike Sharp. That's a classic.
All right. Before we end this topic, I'm going to give you a controversial take. Lex Luger, not a four horseman.
No, I completely agree with that.
Not a four horseman.
Nope.
He was more NWO than he was a four horseman.
Everybody was more NWO than Four Horsemen.
Jesus. So, the I don't know what woman we can put in award goes to Michelle McCool. She's inducted this year.
The Nepotism Award.
Wife of legendary Deadman, two-time inaugural Women's Divas champion, two-time Slammy Award. Just competed not too long ago. She was in probably one of the Royal Rumbles or something like that, like 2 years ago. Didn't she come out of the crowd, something like that? And, yeah, she told her kids, she said, sit the fuck down. I'm gonna get in the ring. So, Michelle McCool also entered into the Hall of Fame. Any comments on Michelle McCool?
Just sad. I mean, again, like
just sad. God damn.
That's not cool, man.
That's not cool, man.
I mean,
okay. Well, give me another woman that should be inducted in front of her.
Have they inducted Jacqueline yet?
I believe Jacqueline's in.
Ivory?
I believe she went in a couple years ago.
Did they do Ivory?
I don't know. How about Molly Holly?
What about China?
China's in, isn't she?
Oh yeah, that's right. She is in. They did
she's
finally
in.
put her in. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's why Jesse doesn't like Triple H. That's why she hates
That's
Triple
right.
H. Yeah, she hates Triple H. So,
But,
I mean, honestly, I feel that because Michelle McCool was going to be on this LFG show at some point, and I think it's all corresponds together with building things up, right? This Hall of Famer is going to be on LFG, right? Boost ratings and vice versa. So there's worse people that could be in there. I mean, they could have the Spider Lady.
yeah.
I mean, they could have inducted Moolah under a mask. Who fucking knows, right? Who fucking knows? So,
oh god. Okay, we'll get to it in a sec. But imagine if they inducted that match, the Wendy Richter Spider Lady.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Matches heard around the world. Another tag team inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Natural Disasters, Earthquake, John Tenta.
Frosty and Scotty.
Frosty and Scotty. John Tenta is no longer with us. I believe Fred's still around. Let's see if Fred is still around. So
Yeah.
Individually, Earthquake, NWA Vancouver Canadian Typhoon, one-time AWA International Heavyweight Champion, two-time AWA Southern Tag Team Champion, and one-time WWE Tag Team Champions. Let me check here, see how long these guys were together. So they were together 3 years as a tag team. These have been they were monsters at the time. Yeah, they were absolute
It didn't
monsters.
work. I mean, Kenta especially had he had, if I remember, he had a full sumo background.
He did.
Yeah, he had sumo back. Yeah,
his last
I'm not sure
WWF match, I believe, was a sumo match
against Zuna, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, Yokozuna.
Which he probably should have won that.
Yeah, legitimately won that. But yeah, no, like I think they did. I mean, but see, here's the thing. Earthquake, typhoon, the natural disasters. This was an era where WWE was looking for gimmicks and not, like they had their star. They had their several stars. They made a couple during the same period, but it wasn't, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna take these guys and make them the freaking war machine, or they could have put a real gimmick on these guys, like the idea of like one man gang, except for like being a tag team.
Right.
They could have put that kind of style gimmick on them, but Vince wasn't looking for that at that time. He was looking for corniness and funniness and not seriousness.
He's looking for new names for his dildo collection.
Yeah, exactly.
What did John Tenta? Remember when John Tenta, they pulled him out of the crowd? There was somebody that was doing push-ups in a ring. Who was that?
Oh gosh, I remember this, but
he sat on their back.
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember who it was.
Now I have to go look. Sumo career. WWE dark match. Earthquake. Dino Bravo. Gino could challenge the Ultimate. Oh, was it the Ultimate Warrior? Yes. That's what it was. Dirt challenged the Ultimate Warrior to a strength competition in order to demonstrate Bravo and manager Jimmy Hart suggested that they pick a random Bravo and the Ultimate Warrior as they did push-ups to see who could do the most. The Ultimate Warrior agreed, blah, blah, blah. And then so.
I do remember that, because now I can see it, that it was Warrior especially. Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Great dude. There's a great dark side of the ring about John Tenta. If you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. Actually,
yep,
pretty damn cool, man. We have Legacy. We have in the Legacy wing. We have hold on 1 second here. Back. Legacy wing. We're adding Kamala, James Harris, Moonbelly, one-time AWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, one-time ICW Southern Tag Champ, one-time IWA United States Heavyweight Champion, one-time IWA Heavyweight Champion, one-time NWA Tri-State United States Tag Team Champion, one-time NWA Southeastern Heavyweight Champion, four-time U.S. World Heavyweight Champion, the Ugandan Giant, Kamala, probably one of the scariest figures that ever climbed into a ring. Him and Jim Cornette was running for a little while. Definitely a language barrier, I'm sure. So Kamala is finally going in. Way overdue. Dory Funk Sr., owner, promoter of the Western States Sports Promotion, eight-time NWA Southwestern Tag Champion, which I believe was, who was his partner? I have to look it up. NWA Junior Championship, Junior Heavyweight Champion, held the regional versions of several other NWA championships throughout his career.
Well, and not just that. I mean, he had a long connection with WWF of guys in what was the early version of the Performance Center in the late 80s, early 90s, throughout the mid 90s. The warehouse, he actually was one of the ones that looked at Kurt Angle when Kurt came in. Because I remember Kurt telling a story that Dory Funk was there and a couple other Dory career. Like, see, now this is the one thing, and again, I get that WWE wants to highlight people that worked for their company. But Guy Funk Terry is already in the Hall of Fame. But Dory Funk, even Kamala did work for the company, but Kamala had, like, I feel like.
Well, I mean, also, I mean, he had great feuds with Hogan.
He was great. Yeah, in Memphis.
Yes, I think he had also.
I think him and Andre had like a couple of bouts in different territories. It was like a one-off attraction match, but yes, they would meet in several different territories.
One of my favorite masks.
Yes,
in wrestling.
The spoon.
Your paddle.
My paddle. Is to me like the one thing I loved about it. Even though it's not, meant to feel of that, like what you would think of as the Kamala mask. So, I just know it, like, it's something I still think about, like, when I look at it from time to time, I'm like, yeah.
All your cereal will fall through.
I feel like that he could cut a hole in it and it's still at the hole in the back of it, like you do with the kids. Last legacy person, Ivan Koloff, one-time WWF heavyweight, three-time NWA World Television Champion, one-time NWA Southern Heavyweight Champion, seven-time NWA, five-time NWA World Tag from Mid-Atlantic, NWA World Six-Man Tag, two-time NWA United States Tag. Do you know whose championship reign he ended?
Was it Bruno's?
It was Bruno.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 803. That's what his actually, isn't that still the longest reign of Bruno's?
Yeah, Bruno's.
Yeah, Ivan was with Nikita. Wasn't him and Nikita?
Yeah, Nikita. The original. Well,
not Koloff, by the way.
Yeah, not him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original Russians, which again was such a great gimmick back in the day. Him and Nikita, and even him and Crusher Khrushchev, Barry Darso, aka One Demolition, because they act all together. Such again a classic heel team of the Russians, and like they were the ones responsible for Rock and Roll Express in NWA when they first came into, I believe it was the Carolinas. Dusty said, we're going to put you guys over the Russians. They put them over. He said, no, we're putting you over immediately against the Russians. And that was big. That was big for a team back in those days to go over the Russians.
Yeah. And our this year's Hall of Fame, none other than Paul Levesque, Triple H, the King of Kings,
the Cerebral Assassin.
The Cerebral Assassin. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Terrorizing.
Jean
Paul Levesque.
John Paul Levesque. Hunter Hearst Helmsley for sure.
Yeah,
that's where the Triple H came from. Trained by Killer Kowalski. Two-time inductee previous 2019 with Degeneration X. 9-time WWF, WWE World Heavyweight Champion. 5-time inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. 5-time WWF, WWE Intercontinental Champion. 2-time WWF European Champion. Who did he beat?
Shawn Michaels.
Michaels. 1-time WWE Tag Team Champion. Who was his partner?
Stone Cold.
2-time WWF World Tag Team Champion. 1997 King of the Ring winner. 2-time Royal Rumble winner. 2002 and 16. 3-time Slammy Award winner. Honestly, I think up until this year, Triple H never really got his flowers or his respect. Triple H has changed the game. He's changed it completely for fans. He's changed not for the wallets. He hasn't changed it for the good. But he's changed it for the fans. He's changed it for the wrestling community. It's completely different environment now at WWE than it was 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah, when everybody was getting shit on, both figuratively and literally.
Now, we just went through his accolades, and Triple H, he speaks for him. It speaks for himself. I mean, some of his best work was Degeneration X, and those, us being able to see boobies on TV because of
the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah, showing up on a tank.
Yeah.
At WCW or TNT Towers or TNN or whatever they were in at the time. Probably could have showed up with and he probably could have took Jane Fonda away from Ted Turner if he really wanted to, because he's that sexy. Again, 2 years ago, Triple H. Last year was Triple H's first WrestleMania. Best WrestleMania I've ever been to. Great WrestleMania. Remember Stephanie came out and she said, "This is the year of the Levesque era."
Yep.
So, and then she had a nip slip, I think.
We were too high up; we couldn't see it.
There's a huge areolas.
They are.
From our area, we had the aerial photo of the areola. Again, Triple H changed the game 3 years ago when all this shit was going on with Vince, or 2 years ago when this was all going on with Vince. People were talking about jumping ship. AEW looked like the best thing in the world for everybody, right? That was the new greener pasture. They were going to guarantee contracts once, maybe twice a week working, not 7 days a week or 6 days a week. And like, it was a thing. And Triple H came in. He started with NXT 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and made NXT what it.
Yeah.
And well, NXT is not what it was years ago when Triple H was involved. Um, Shawn Michaels has done a good job, but he's no Triple H. He came in, he did NXT, he made NXT the black and gold what it was. Every star that's in the WWE right now is because of Triple H in NXT.
Yeah.
Hands down. Even people that they fired, they're stars elsewhere.
Yep.
Right? They're stars elsewhere.
Most of them want to come back now that Vince is gone.
Yeah, that was the big thing. They signed these 5-year deals. Triple H gets in charge of like, fuck me. Some of them decided they weren't even going to wrestle with AEW. They were just going to sit out or go back to Bulgaria or wherever the fuck they were going to do. For all the bad that was WWE for years, Triple H has seriously righted the ship for sure.
Yeah.
So he fixed it. So
I always found it funny that back in the day, one of HBK and Triple H's DX promos that DX was going to run the WWF, and then look ahead 25 years, and they literally are running the WWE.
Yeah, Road Dogg is working in the back. Six Pac, he's not doing anything right now, right? He's not doing anything but trying to stay sober. So I don't know. Triple H is he made us love wrestling again. He really did. And he keeps us on our toes. Like, it's not as predictable as it normally was. I mean, there's still some predictability because of storyline possibilities, but he's really changed the game, and it's the game. Keep saying the game. So
don't spit water.
Now that I've jizzed all over Triple H's picture here, do you guys got any comments for? I just love me some Triple H.
All right, so back here, the Attitude Era Winged Eagle. I've said before, I watched wrestling when it was on network television. My parents didn't believe in cable, never had cable. So I missed a lot of the Attitude
How do you
Era,
not believe in cable? Is that you didn't believe in paying for it, or you?
Yeah, they didn't believe in paying for it. So missed a lot of the Attitude Era. Thankfully, I have gone back and caught up on a lot of it. But the second exposure I had to wrestling was when SmackDown came on UPN. And at that time, Triple H was the World Heavyweight Champion. He'd just gotten it that year. It was 1999 at SummerSlam. So he was in the beginning of his heel run. And I see him walking out with that belt. And in my mind, I didn't know much about who he was. I had heard the name a little bit, but I didn't know anything about DX. Like I said, I've gone back and watched all that old stuff, watched the DX run, and loved it immensely. But at that point in time, in late 1999, Triple H was one of the biggest bad guys. And then he starts feuding with Vince at that point and leads to the whole McMahon-Helmsley era when he marries Stephanie and, all the way down the line. And, I just look at it and I look.
He drugged her. He drugged her first, by the way.
He drugged her first, yeah.
The drive-through.
The drive-through wedding in Vegas. By the way, is that what you and Jesse are going to be doing? The drive-through wedding?
Actually, we're
I think she's going to drug him.
Yeah.
She's drugged me this far. She's drugged me this far.
Damien's going to drive the car.
Actually.
But no, to see where we have come.
Oh shit! We're actually. I keep telling her. I said we had a pool and everything. So we're just gonna get married in the pool.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married and baptized at the same time. So. I'm not gonna tell her, but I'm gonna pee in the pool while we're in there. So.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, she wants it heated.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm warming it up. All right, go ahead, Scotty.
But now, again, to see from that point when I first saw Triple H, and kind of started to figure out who he was, to this point now, and yeah, there have been ups, there have been downs, there have been highs, there have been lows, but the people who know him call him a student of the game.
Was it so high you couldn't get over it, Scotty?
Yeah, so low you couldn't get under it. Again, it's like they call him a student of the game, and he truly is, because he has taken what, was a mediocre wrestling company. Like, again, below the peak of what WWE had been at one point. And Triple H took it and, took it back to peaks that, we haven't seen in quite a while. And it still, in my view, still has higher to go to get back to some of those peaks that they once were. But, Triple H is continuing to build and make this company better. And in my view, like, it's incredible. Like, again, if you had asked me, like, we all knew Triple H was eventually going to run this, but we all thought it was going to be when Vince was dead after being, alive for almost 100 years. We thought Vince would last to 100, and then Triple H would take over once Vince died. We never saw the turn of events that came through, and the fact that Triple H, thank God, got to take over sooner than he was supposed to. And again, it's just been an incredible rocket ride, and I cannot wait to see where they go with this. And the guy deserves it. The guy deserves to be. I mean, again, he cannot be an active wrestler anymore due to his heart condition. So the man is
Let
no
that
longer,
fucking stop you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But I think his is a slight bit more serious than yours. Like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But no, overall, again, I'm happy to see Triple H go in, and especially at this point in the juncture. Like, if they had put him in at any other time, I'd been like, I mean, again, he deserves the credit that he's getting for the work that he's done, but where they're at now, this is the perfect time to put him in. So,
Ricky, anything?
Exactly what
Scotty got
was
it all.
already said. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my
He saved wrestling. He really did.
Yeah.
He did
One of my
save
all-time
WWE.
favorites.
Yeah.
And really got me re-interested in what WWE shows were, because for the longest time, with Vince running it during his last few years, I could barely even stomach to watch some of the storylines Vince was doing.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Roman, there really wasn't anything good. So,
and that wasn't even really that good at the time.
Yeah, it made AEW look a whole lot better than I think we actually.
You remember we were
ever
taking our
did.
pants off and stuff when AEW was coming on.
Yeah.
Like AEW was like, oh my God, look at the flippity flip flops.
Yeah, look, it's Jericho. We love Jericho.
Oh my God, Chris Jericho. Holy shit. Is that CM Punk? Who cares?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jungle Boy. We love Jungle Boy. Yeah, let's go. Now it's like we don't even care.
Who's that guy?
Chris Ruth, Michelle McCool was
cool.
a mediocre inductee, but it's because she's Mark Callis's wife. She's definitely not surprised. But Drew Carey was terrible also. So, yeah, no, I agree, Chris. Thank you for the comment. There's been some shitty guys. Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll sit down and take a look at Hall of Fame and people who shouldn't be in there. Yeah, Drew Carey. That's a good one. How
literally one
that's
time.
Celebrity Wing, I think.
Yeah, that's a celebrity. You do need celebrities in there. Trump's in there. Is Trump in there?
Yeah, Trump's in there.
So.
Yeah. Trump's hair in there?
Yeah. No, Vince's is though.
Vince's hair is in there. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. All right. Last part of let me get rid of this. Last part. A new thing that they're doing this year for the WWE or for the Hall of Fame is the Immortal Moments. And their first inductee match, and these are going to be matches. It says moments. Could it be other than matches? Could it be like Stone Cold's promo? Could it be? I mean, that's a moment, right? That changed a lot of things.
Yeah.
Could they do? I mean, is sky the limit with this type of thing?
I don't think we really know what they're going for here. Like, is it just straight WrestleMania matches or what? Like, this is the first of one. So
yeah,
I guess we'll have to wait till next year to see where they go with it then.
The match that they are inducting is Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. WrestleMania 13, no disqualification match. Who is a special guest referee?
Ken
Shamrock.
Ken Shamrock. This was the Crimson Mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Yep.
is the Crimson Mask. Probably, I mean, before AEW started doing it every Wednesday, this was this was something that you guys got color. It happened, but not like this. Right?
The
I
only
don't
one
ever
that got
remember.
color. The only one in any promotion that got color more often than anybody else was Flair.
Yeah.
Other than that, nobody else did.
Well, Flair and Dusty were guys that you couldn't even look at. They had so much scar tissue on their head. That they just bled, but I even think Stone Cold said he thought he was gonna. All right, before we wrap that, I mean, I think this is awesome. I mean, this adds a different element to the Hall of Fame, right? This is I love to have thought of something like this. I think this is innovative. Triple H is putting his fingerprints or his fingers in every added to it. I haven't seen this match in years. Maybe we sit down and we do a watch along.
I just watched it on YouTube. I think Bret Hart, and they were going over the match.
Okay, maybe we do a watch along. Maybe we do a watch along, a reaction or whatever. Yeah, we'll do that. Give me Ricky. Give me a moment that could be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
HBK and Bret Iron Man. Maybe
Okay.
12.
Okay. All right.
Oh God!
While Scotty gives us his 30-minute dissertation, go ahead in the chat. Give us your match. Give me a match. Hold on. But Drew Carey, Pete Rose definitely deserves to be in the same. William Shatner, especially Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Donald Trump is totally complete idiot and jackass. You keep it up, sir, Chris, and we will put tariffs on this chat.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Scotty. Give me your match or moment.
Honestly, I would probably put it's not gonna be a WrestleMania match, but TLC 1. SummerSlam, I believe.
Okay.
Because again, like actually, you know what? Let me
Is
back
that
it up.
is that the Hardy Boys?
Hardy Boys, Edge, Christian,
Edge and Christian.
Dudley.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
That it's either like those moments, like any one of those three. Like I would even put like No Mercy 2000, where it was just Edge and Christian and the Hardys in that ladder match, as another. Like there were so many moments from that era, like or like late 90s, early 2000s, that really amped up a lot of what was going on in wrestling at that time. And so like, but I'll go TLC 1. TLC 1, I think
Okay.
is the one I'll throw in there.
Yeah, I thought it was just Mania moments that they were doing.
I mean, if it is, great, but if it's not, you know, if they're going to do, because I mean, you can only get so many WrestleMania matches. I mean, we've had 40, and not all those matches were good. So, you know, I think, in my view, I think they're going to start inducting matches from all across the spectrum, because there were more WWE moments made at other pay-per-views. Think about Rumbles and WrestleManias and Survivor Series. I mean, you know.
Oh, I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit. So I'm gonna give you two, right? And I'm doing moments. I'm not doing matches. I'm doing moments because I'm all about the comedy. I love the funny aspect of wrestling, right? So Fred Altman just got nominated into the Hall of Fame. I'm gonna give him another moment. Remember when he fell through the wall and his mask came off?
Yeah.
Let's put the Shockmaster in there, right? Let's put the Shockmaster. That'd be a good one. Another moment, which changed a lot of things for a certain guy who runs NXT right now. When at the barbershop, when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty through the plate glass window.
Yeah.
I mean, did we see stuff like that? No, that stuff was few and far in between. Right?
Yeah.
That was few. I mean, that was an amazing moment. And one, because I love Roddy Piper, and I'm scared of Snooker because he's a murderer. when
He's
Roddy hit
dead anyway.
when
The coconut.
he hit him with the coconut and busted that coconut, and Snooker had no idea it was coming and was gonna kill Roddy. So they're my moments. They're my moments. There's a billion matches out there. I need moments. These are moments.
I mean, in my view, if you want to take a moment, and again, I'm gonna show myself as a mark here, the pipe bomb.
Okay, that's a good moment.
Like that was, I remember I did not get to see it live, but I was at a friend's house up in PA the week that it happened, and we watched the replay of it, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, what did it was like the most insane. Again, it's been said a million times, the most insane promo, because you didn't hear people talk like that on WWE like that ever. So, because you knew the business, you knew it was.
He went the third wall.
Yeah, right? The fourth wall. Yeah, he broke the third wall, fourth wall, fifth wall, and 10th wall. He broke it all. So yeah, like it was insane.
Yeah. Last moment before I get out of here, the moment where the woman was standing inside of her shower in the hotel room, spraying shit off of her body, wondering what the fuck she was doing with her life. That's definitely a moment to change history for the WWE. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got cards. Is that not? Is that not?
I don't believe that was recorded on tape. If it was, it might go.
Wait till this federal trial's over.
Was it a shower or a golden shower from Brock?
One or the other. All the same at the end of the day. So that's going to do it here for Highway Wrestling. This begins our first episode of Mania weekend, or big ass Mania week. So we got NXT. We got an NXT show coming up. We're going to talk about NXT. We're going to do a little bit of Rick's picks for NXT. And then Wednesday, don't want to jinx it, we do have a special guest on Wednesday. Show starts. The big ass show starts at 4:30 or 5:30. The NXT show there will be at 4:00. Join us for that. Hopefully, special guests will join us around 6 p.m. On Wednesday, and then that'll be it. We will be off. Hardway will be off. We'll shoot some stuff here and there, but we will be offline. We'll be at Mania. Ricky and I will be at Mania for the next week and a half. So we will be missing in action, but we'll be back. Maybe in time to do the crackdown on Sunday.
So,
by the way, no crackdown on Sunday. I didn't mention it the other day. Rob's grandmother passed away. Rob's been dealing with that kind of stuff. So we'll be thinking about you, Rob. So get your ass back to work.
Also, just saw on the news feed yesterday, Mina Shirakawa was added to the WrestleCon. I'm going to jail one way or another.
Yeah, we are, buddy. Yeah, we are.
We love her a long time.
I just saw WrestleCon, and we'll get out of here. WrestleCon. I just saw the tickets to get in the back. You can get into WrestleCon, not WrestleCon. I'm sorry. You
WWE
can get it.
World.
You can get into WWE World. The front where you can buy your belts and your figures and all your cool stuff, your memorabilia. You can get in there, but then you got to pay like $60 or $100 a person to get in the back. To go back where there's some signings, like Rhea was there last year. We saw Hawk. The Yes Boys, I believe, were there. Gargano was there. Corbin was Corbin there? I didn't see Corbin.
Baron Corbin was there. He was with the Yes Boys.
Okay. I forget who we saw. Carmella Hayes was playing video games with
Vinci.
Da Vinci. So it's really cool atmosphere, but it's expensive to get back in there. And Jesse was like,
just hope the people running the
just
the
as stupid, just as
dumb as the people in Philly.
They are. They will be just as dumb, or they would give less fucks, I'm sure, than the people in Philly. But we had went to WrestleCon like a couple of hours before across town, and we went back. We had wristbands for WrestleCon.
They had the same color wristbands.
Yeah, were they the same color?
Yeah, they were the same exact color.
Oh well, so we walked in. We walked over, and we saw that people were walking in with wristbands, and Jesse goes, "YOLO." We walked on through and just held her wrist up and kept walking. They were like, "Keep it going," and I was like.
And we had literally just asked the girl that was running the line like 2 minutes before, like, the price of the wristband and all that. We walked away, did a circle, came right back like a second later and was like,
"Yep," walked right in. It was funny.
Yeah.
So we got a chance to go experience. There's all kinds of stuff back there. They have an entranceway where you can walk in and do a theme song. You want to come out if you want to come out to Stone Cold's theme song or Rhea Ripley's theme song, you can do all that. So it's a pretty cool. You got to see Eddie Guerrero's car back there. There's a lot of cool things. The Fiend, the Firefly Funhouse was back there.
They
We
had
got
like
to
Triple
see.
H's throne. They
Yep.
had one of the pods for War Games. They had displays of a lot of classic championship belts.
Yeah, that was actually pretty cool too. They had what else did they have? They had all kinds of they had actually a little area where the Hall of Famers like Bull Nakano's gear was there. They had the whole area for that kind of stuff. So really cool. If you get a chance to get out there, if you see us at WrestleCon or if you see us at WrestleMania World, we'll probably be rocking the Hardway shirt or something. Stop by, say hi, let's get a picture, right? I know nobody's watching, but whatever. Maybe somebody will come across and go, oh yeah, that's that fat guy.
Think we'll run into Just Incredible all the way out in Vegas.
I don't think anybody's running into him.
Think you could scam a flight there.
Piece of shit.
I say we flip his table.
Somebody, Bill Abner or somebody like that will pay for him to get out to WrestleCon.
I just hope my internet service will work this year because the live feed I tried to go on last year cut out after like 9 seconds of him being scared to death when he seen you show up at his table.
If he'd have jumped up and kicked my ass, I wouldn't have wanted you to show anybody that anyway. So I might have got lucky. I'd have
kicked you once with that leg and it would have probably broke off.
I'd have threw pills on the ground and diverted him. Anyway, that's going to do it here for Hardway
Money.
Jesus. Anyway, that's going to do it here for Hardway Wrestling. Join us. We will be back next week with NXT. We'll be back with the big ass WrestleMania show. And then, join us then. We'll see you next time
on the Hardway.
Peace.